In this tutorial brought to you by PhotoshopTalent.com, we're going to be discussing the Vanishing Point tool, part of Adobe Photoshop CS2. When Adobe released Photoshop CS2, they released a new tool called the Vanishing Point tool, which is absolutely revolutionary, and I'm going to show you what that can do right now. As you can see, we have a photo of a building. You can use a school, a library, a funeral home, whatever you want, as long as it has perspective. We're going to go up to the top and click on Filter and then Vanishing Point. Once the new dialog box comes up, we have to make a grid showing the perspective of the building on both sides. To do this, we're going to start off by zooming into one of the windows and mapping out the four corners of that window. Once that's done, we're going to zoom back out and we're going to drag the top node up, the bottom node down. We're going to focus, let's say, on the top four windows of this building. The left node to the left and the right to the right. You'll notice that it's not perfect. So we're going to now adjust the corner nodes to make sure everything lines up perfectly and the perspective is as perfect as possible. And there we go. Now that's done, we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So we're going to select our plane tool. We're going to zoom into one of the windows or the side panels and map out four corners. And just like we did before, drag this up, drag this down, and drag them across. And again, make sure everything is perfect. And there we go. So now that we have both sides mapped out, what can we do with this? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this building bigger. We're going to make it taller. Now, how do we do that? Well, we're going to start off by selecting our right grid by clicking on it and dragging this top node up. So we're going to drag it up, let's say, to there. We're going to do the same thing for the left. And there we go. But that didn't really make anything bigger. But we have to do it using the marquee tool. The amazing thing about the marquee tool within Vanishing Point is that when you drag out a selection, it actually takes the form of the perspective within the grid. If that's confusing, take a look. We're going to start off by going inside this grid and dragging out a selection, and you'll notice that it actually takes the form and it gets smaller as you go into perspective. So we're going to select the top row of this building, just like this. And once you have, well, hold on, there we go. Once you have it selected, you're going to hold down, if you're on a PC, you're going to hold down the Alt key. If you're on a Mac, hold down Option, as well as Shift, and drag up. This will make a duplicate of the top row of that building. Now you'll notice that there's a little bit of fuzz around the edges. That's because feather is set to 1. So what we're going to do, we're going to undo, and we're going to set feather to 0. Let's undo that again. There we go. So again, Alt and Shift, or Option and Shift, whoopsie, and drag up. And you can do this as many times as you want, as long as you have room. We're going to stop there just for now, but you'll notice as you go up, everything gets smaller and it fits to the perspective, which is really cool. And now we're going to go over to the left side, and we're going to do the exact same thing, but we have this ugly key. So we can do one of two things. We can select two rows and just have the key move up. Or we can get rid of this key. We're going to get rid of it. What we're going to do, we're going to select this box right here, and do the exact same thing, drag it up like so. But there's still part of the key missing or visible. So we're going to select the transform tool, which is right here, and we're going to just move this up a little bit, just so the key is a little bit hidden. Now the color is a little bit off, but you can adjust that later. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Oh wait, okay, there we go. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do the exact same thing. Select the marquee tool, drag out a selection, hold down Alt and Shift, or Option Shift, and drag up. And the exact same thing one more time. And there we go. Now our building is bigger. Now there's a little bit of, looks like errors over here, but that's because we didn't properly fit that extra block behind that key. But when you're doing it, you'll make it a lot better. Now, but that doesn't matter because we're going to move on to the next step. What if we want these nice windows on this side on the left side? Because this gray paneling is pretty ugly. So what we're going to do, we are going to select a selection of 2 windows, just like we did before, just like this. And once we have our window selected, we're going to hold down the Alt and Option key and drag it towards the left grid. Now you'll notice once we enter the grid, it'll actually flip around. Now we're going to place it somewhere around here. But it doesn't seem to fit properly. What we're going to do, we're going to use the Transform tool to make everything fit nice and snug. And again, you can use the corners. And there we go. And once again, you can Shift, Alt, Shift, drag, and then resize to make your whole side of the building windowed instead of gray paneling. And there you go. You can continue on to finish the rest of the building. Once you're finished and you're happy with the result, click OK. And there you go. So now the building is taller, plus it has some windows on the left side. There's the original, there's the new. So that's it. That's the Vanishing Point tool. There are many other things you can do with the Vanishing Point tool. I will be demonstrating some more of those in a later tutorial, and continue watching.